Hi, in this video, I'll try to explain how typography works in X and Pro themes. So we have here the single post, we have here our entry title, we have our widget titles and content here. We have our main content, which has a classic elements, accordion. We have a custom headline here, headlines added through HTML headline elements. We have a classic text here, and we have a v2 headline. So the main or important aspect to understand here is that the X and Pro themes provides a fixed ratio, font size ratio for the headline elements. So what I mean by that is that the H1 headline here is about 2.5 times bigger than the H2 headline. So the H2 headline is about like a 2.5 also 2.5 percent bigger, or 2.5 times bigger than the H3 headline. So the exact font size or the exact ratio would be quite technical, but it is important to understand that this ratio right here, from the size from custom headline to the H5 tag, will remain the same. So if you increase the size of the text, all the text in theme options typography, you also increase this sizes simultaneously. So we go to X theme options, so we go to typography, and you want to increase the headline sizes, and we can do that in the root font size. Changing the size, however, you will also increase all of your font size here in the content area, and also the widgets. So we increase this to 15, that looks like a glitch. Let's do that again. So as you can see, the text, all of the text in here has increased, but the font size ratio remained the same. So custom headline here is 2x, like 2.5x bigger than H2, and H2 bigger than H3, and you get the point here. Our classic text also increased in size, so that's the only way you change the font size here. And this is the root font size here is responsive. That means that I'm in a large monitor here, so we use the XL size. If we reduce this size, we need to use the LG, so let's decrease 14. Maybe we'll change the tablet, which is the MD, change this to 13. Let's see if this size will get small. Won't get smaller, maybe 12, so we could drastically see the result. So it got smaller, but the headline, we can't see the result drastically. So we go to this font size, or I mean this screen width, is the SM. Change this drastically to 9. So it got smaller. So change this to 5. So if you're in a phone here, viewing this in a cell phone, 5 pixels would be very small. So maybe you just set this to 10, maybe 12, and increase this to 14. This one to 16 and 18. So this is how responsive typography works globally. As you decrease the size of the screen, it gets font size gets smaller also to accommodate to accommodate the size of the screen. So next we have here our body and content. We can also increase the size of the content and not the widgets. So let's change this to 2. So as you can see here, we could change also the size of the content separately. So drastically change this to 5. So we could just see the result that this content font size is separate to the widget area. Whoa, that's big. So as you can see here, this got bigger here, the content, and while the widget areas remain the same. While the root font size, it also covers the widget areas. So just change this back to 1. So that's how the typography in X and Pro themes work. So the logo and menu font sizes here has their own options. So to change this, you need to go to the header, and the logo text has its own font size option here. Same for the menu. You have the font size for the menu. And for the footer content here, these are given by the theme. There's no option for this, so this is fixed. So hope that helps. So if you still need to have your own font size ratio here, you need you will need a custom CSS. So just go to typography for a moment because this looks huge. Just change this to 15 as well, 14 for the tablet. So say you want to have your own ratio here. You want the, for example, you want the custom headline to be bigger, but maintain the size for this other headline. So we go to our CSS and we write h2 comma, and then we target the h2 class, and then override the default font size of, this is around 285%, so maybe right 300%. So this is how you override the font sizes here, so that these options will still, the root font size options will still cover the sizes of the h2 or whatever text element you will override. So maybe 400 here, bigger than h1, so we'll stick to 300, maybe 320. You want the h3 to be bigger, you override h3 here. So that's how you change the ratio, but I won't recommend this because you can easily mess this up, the ratio. The X design here is the font size ratio here was designed meticulously, so this is given by the theme.